It's package day, and I've got a whole bunch of mini packages, and I'm excited to see what's in all of these. So join me, why don't you? Hope everybody's doing okay today. Nice. One of these. Got something different going on. Interesting. Very interesting. Make sure we're not missing anything from here. What are these? Okay. Packing slip in here. So that's something in the packing slip. Which is quite exciting. Okay. So we got two open. This one's already open. This one's already open. Packing slip on this one as well. More miniatures. Interesting. Very interesting. So these are actually all the same. And these are actually, I would say, probably one of my very first novelty purchases that I am buying with the intention of getting screwed on them. You know, as you've probably figured out by now, while I do value generics and large bars that are very close to spot, and really any sort of silver that you can purchase next to near spot or below spot, I'm always a big proponent of stacking that type of stuff. But it also reaches a point where you have to compartmentalize, and you can't just fully go ham on nothing but generic bars or you know something else, right? You don't want to ever go too heavy on a single thing. So with that said, these are novelty. These are novelty Prospector Rounds. They're so cute. Let me just take them out. Grab a glove so you can take a little bit of a closer look. In fact, I've got one here in the outside cards. I don't really need to do that, but take a look at this. It's so tiny that I can't even get close enough to show you the details, really. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it might be so far such a tiny thing that I can't even get close in on it, which is unfortunate. But essentially, this is a 1 gram Prospector Round. It's got the silver eagle here on the back, and it's unfortunate that I can't really zoom in enough to get a clear shot on this, so I won't waste your time with that. But essentially, what this says here is this is a wow, it's so hard to read. It's a 2012, and so these are novelty. And so what I mean by novelty is that there is no limit to how many of these will be minted. They're these tiny, cute little 1 grams of silver that have Prospector Round and what I believe to be a bogus mint on the back, Rising Sun Mint or something like that on the back. That is not actually a mint. I believe that is a Wisconsin-based company or something like that, Milwaukee, I believe, somewhere in the Midwest. And there are, I believe, the people who manufacture them, and certain resellers can, or people who just have an interest in buying them, can purchase them. And they have many different designs, but Prospectors are one of their designs. And it's essentially like they can print as many as are desired, right? And I'm not exactly sure, but what I believe it probably is they probably just have large thin sheets of silver, pure silver, 999 silver, that they just stamp these, novelty coins onto. And so they're very cool if you have a purpose for them, but, you shouldn't be buying these, at like $9-10 like each. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous premium. You know, people pay regularly for grams if you're getting a decent price on grams of silver. I mean, people regularly pay, honestly, $3. I see regularly people bidding $3 a gram, which I find quite ridiculous. But you know, anything past that is, you're running into ridiculous territory. But a good decent price on a gram, I would say, you know, probably like $2 would be a decent price, I guess, if you're just buying a single. But anyways, these are novelty in the sense that they can be used, you know, just to give somebody for free, or just to add as part of a set or something like that if you've got a need for prospectors or any of their other designs. But by no means is it worth it, nor is it a collectible. There's a difference between collectible and novelty, and so I guess that's what I'm trying to establish with that purchase. You shouldn't be going out and buying thousands of these, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now take a look at this. This is this is something I was so excited to see. This is Engelhard, Australia. Now, Engelhard had multiple countries where they minted stuff in back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, or whenever they were in existence. And Australia is one of the places where they used to mint stuff. And so I believe, not exactly sure on the history here, but some offshoot of Engelhard, Australia PVT Limited, something like that, they came back, made a resurgence, and made these kind of cool looking poured bars. This is just a 2-ouncer, you know. They also made 5-ouncers and 10-ouncers, and some of the 2-ouncers, I think those ones go for a higher premium, have cereals on the back, and then they kind of started phasing out the cereals because it was, I guess, a pain in the butt or something to do them. But I do believe the 5 and the 10-ouncers are serialized. But anyways, they had released these back, I don't know when, maybe in 2015 or something like that, and they caused kind of a commotion because within the diehard Engelhard collector fan base, because a lot of people, including allengelhard.com, they don't even showcase these on their website. They act as if they don't exist, that they're a freaking scam, or whatever you want to call them. But it's pure silver, and it's made by offshoot, so it's a more modernized version of Engelhard, made by Engelhard, or at least an Engelhard offshoot. And so they're not like scams. They're pure silver. They're super nice. They only released them for a limited period of time, I think. I don't know really what the mintage is on any of this. I don't have any information because Engelhard doesn't really support these products. But so I'm unsure on that part. But what I would say is that I only believe they, and I can't find much information online, but I want to say that they minted them maybe in the 2015-2016 range, I'm estimating, and I don't know how many they minted, and I don't know if they really minted them after that. So I really don't know how many of these there are kind of flying around, because there's no established research on the database. Somebody would kind of have to go through and do that. So we have limited knowledge on these things, and they rarely really pop up. So this is just a really interesting thing to me, and I don't really personally care if, you know, all Engelhard supports them, or if other diehard Engelhard supporters support them, because I can guarantee you that they don't support some novelty crap like this, right? Because this is literally just kind of a copy, and kind of like, you know, it's just kind of like a fun to have type of thing. And nobody should be saying that, oh yeah, this is an authentic thing from the Engelhard company from back in the day. No, these aren't vintage, those are freaking novelty. Now this is a little bit of a confusion. I don't know what you want to call this, vintage novelty. All I know is they're difficult to find. They sell at a ridiculous premium that's probably not worth it, right? Like, you shouldn't really be buying something like this where there's skepticism behind the collectability of it, unless you have money to blow, really, right? And unless you're kind of happy with your other compartmentalized portions of your stack. But this shouldn't really be a necessity of your stack. But anything, in my opinion, that's cool and that you enjoy holding in the palm of your hand, like I love holding this thing, that should be justification for buying it at any cost that you can afford comfortably. With that said, if I had one of these in front of me and I had a authentic vintage bar from back in the day, I would prefer to stack those first, right? And then I would try to go for something like this. Now, let's take a look at what else we got here. And I'm really glad that I compartmentalized this into a couple of videos, because I have more packages, and so I just wanted to put the smaller packages together in one video. And I have to definitely speed this one up because it looks like we're spending a lot of time. Now this is something I know what it is, and I'm very excited about this, because in my last video we were taking a look at just a half-ouncer on these prospectors, and I managed to get my hands on, here's a full ounce, 1985. Here's a half ounce, 1985. Right? And then what we got here is the rarest of them all. This is a 25,000 minted. That's a half ounce. Oh, sorry, excuse me, that is a 1/4 ounce. And then finally, we've got a 1/10 ounce, right? And so these are all authentic vintage. This is no novelty bull crap. There is no denying that these right here are the bee's knees. Right there, you see, it says 1/10 ounce. Over here you'll see 1/4 ounce. So this one's actually got some toning here on the bottom if you want. It's hard to see in here, but there you go. A little bit of blue tone there. And so yeah, that's the half ounce, right? And this right here, that's the full ounce right there, 1/4 ounce. So that's cool, very, very cool. Very excited actually about that one. That's a nice set right there. Looks like we got something else going on over here. Ooh, these are encapsulated. Interesting. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, did I order a 3 set? I don't think I did. I ordered a full set here. And so that's a repeat right there. That's another 1985 Prospector set right there. So I hope you enjoy.